And Mamata Banerjee is still holed up in the secretariat as she calls an attack on democracy a military coup which is being orchestrated by the centre. Meanwhile, the centre, of course, has been lashing out at Mamata Banerjee, saying that the army had due permission and had informed the Kolkata police. In fact, Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu is speaking.
Highly deplorable. The minister already stayed in the house. That allegation of corruption of money by army personnel, the toll gate, is totally baseless. The minister said it on the floor of the house. This inspection is carried out after informing the Calcutta police, after writing to the district magistrate. This is done in normal course. The dates were changed at the request of the police because they said 27, 28 November is not suitable because some bandkar is given by some parties. So where is the question of not keeping the state in loop? This sort of a cheap politicalization is no good for the country. That's why when the leader of the opposition wanted to raise this, I intervened between saying, sir, no problem, we are ready to discuss, but know the factual position, truth, as we are discussing about a sensitive matter involving the Indian Army. अभी आज जो सदन में कुछ पार्टियों ने हाउस को लेकर
Well, there you have it, Venkaiah Naidu, a union minister. He's been giving reactions as well. Remember, a short while before this, we had Manohar Parrikar as well, coming out in a point-by-point rebuttal to everything that the TMC MPs as well as Mamata Banerjee via her tweets has been saying since last night. So the entire issue, remember, had sparked off after army presence was detected near 3 toll booths. According to Mamata Banerjee, it was a planned coup. However, the army has also come out in a clarification saying that it is a routine exercise which happens and has been carried out. In fact, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar too came out and said that this is something which has happened in the past. It happened last year as well in November in the state of West Bengal. It's being carried out across the nation in Gujarat, Mizoram, several other places as well. In fact, Joyita is joining us of the Sunday Guardian. Well, Joyita, what do you make of these allegations which are being made by Mamata Banerjee? Do you think perhaps that she is a bit paranoid, as the centre seems to be suggesting, or do you think there is good enough reason for her to be worried?
Well, it's not just a bit, I would say quite a bit. She's being very, very, very paranoid about the whole thing. And especially when already the army has shown proof of, communication having taken place with her government. I mean, it is absolutely shocking that they are creating, I mean, all of their MPs are creating such a ruckus in Parliament in Delhi and all saying that we didn't know about it. It's pretty well known that, there's proof, there's documentary evidence. So what exactly are they talking about? Or are they
So what is this larger plot? How does Mamata Banerjee benefit by pulling off something like this?
So the thing is that, you see, what would be interesting to find out is she trying to divert attention from something else? Is this part of her attempt to play politics nationally so that she can be seen as she becomes more visible? Is she trying to play victim? These are the things that one has to consider when you're talking about Mamata Banerjee, because it's all politics.
It's all politics?
It's all politics.
It's some political intent, some political intent which hasn't come out very clearly as of yet. However, you think it's political intent?
Yes, of course, of course.
Without deny. In fact, Commodore G.J. Singh, a defence analyst, is also joining us. Commodore, what do you make of it? Of course, it's political, and that's what all our panelists have been telling us as well. That is the overwhelming response that we've been getting from most people from the parliament as well, of course, other than the opposition parties. People from the BJP have been saying it's all political. Parrikar came out and he said that she's being frustrated. But do you think it's unfortunate at the end of the day that the army gets caught in this crossfire between Mamata Banerjee, the TMC, and the central government?
Absolutely. I must say that this is misconceived. This is absolutely misinterpreted by the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal, because basically such drills and exercises are held for strengthening the security of a state, for the security of a metropolitan city like Calcutta. Because in the present scenario, we see that Pakistan is now in a very aggressive mode of attacking India in different ways, and we do not know what are the intelligence reports, intelligence agencies, and at the same time, in view of the renewed and aggressiveness of Pakistan-based terrorist organizations, which are now acting as a sleeper cells in Dhaka, in East Bengal, or you can say Bangladesh, like Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Lashkar-e-Toba, the what they call Islami Jamaat. So all these organizations, they send their terrorists with weapons, with logistics, with ammunition, with food and other electronic devices like GPS and all, through these roads, through these highways, through these what you call the arteries of a city. So it is very important that all entry points must be checked. Army does a drill, it does an exercise. As a chief of the army staff, I said that it was done on the entry points with the coordination of the Bengal police. Look, the police administration was kept informed, and the Honorable Defence Minister also mentioned that the dates were changed. So I think to drag army into the center stage of controversial politics that is going on in the country because of the demonetization and the other things like Mamata's aircraft ran short of fuel yesterday when she was landing. So I think this is heightened perception of threat from the government by the Honorable Chief Minister. It has nothing, this particular exercise, this particular drill has nothing to do with the Bengal Secretariat. It just happens to be that particular toll plaza which is being mentioned. I have been to that toll plaza.
Right.
I know it is very next to
next to the Secretariat.
This just happens to be there. Otherwise, it has nothing to do with
but
that.
This falls exactly in line with Joyita, what you were saying. Commodore is now saying that be it Mamata's flight fiasco, as they were calling it, attempt perhaps at her life, that the flight would have landed, it would have crashed, it didn't have any fuel, it was all orchestrated by the centre. The next day we see the parliament again being disrupted. And mind you, these disruptions are happening on the floor of the parliament, not at an assembly level, it is all at the national level. So is that what she's playing at? She's learning Hindi, we know. She's holding rallies in the heart of India, we know. And now she's playing politics in the very floor of the parliament.
You see, you have to understand these are classic Mamata tactics which she has been employing for at least over a decade and a half, because this is exactly what she used to do with the CPM. You know, the threat to my life, a threat to my life, a threat to my life. But you see, it never got really reported at the national level because she was not looking for and aspiring for a national role at the time. But now that she is aspiring for a national role, what is happening? It's getting covered in a major way in the national press, in the national media. So, in one way, that is one way of this is typical Mamata style. That's what she has been doing throughout. Now, it's only now the rest of the country is coming to know how she has been, what sort of politics she plays.
So you're saying that her opponents have changed and the gallery that she's playing to now has changed,
but her tactics remain the same. Whether it works, what happened in Bengal, whether it works nationally or not, is a different issue, because you see the circumstances are completely different.
Commodore wants to come in. Commodore, you mentioned a very relevant point earlier as well, that army presence is required, especially in a border state such as Bengal and any other border state as well. But as you were pointing out, there is very good reason for army to be present in that state as well.
You see, all of this should be actually taken as a welcome step by the army, because they are basically functioning to strengthen the borders, the entry points of the state. They are not doing contrary to their interests. They are actually building up strength. They are building up the protection. They are building up the fence, because you never know. Our enemy, we well know, works in the shadows. You see, we do not know. Tomorrow they can, open up a front from the Bangladesh border. And these ISI and the military in Pakistan is bent upon creating trouble in India. So therefore, they can alter their routes. They instead of, coming from the international border near Punjab in Jammu, tomorrow they can also come from Bangladesh side. And mind you, in Calcutta we have got the headquarters of the Eastern Army Command. And Eastern Army Command is even one higher step than the Corps headquarters. And we have seen the pattern of the Pakistani terrorist ISI and military combined is that first they attacked police station, then they came to Pathankot, then they stepped up, they came to a brigade headquarters, then they came to the Corps headquarters. Now you never know, they come to the Eastern Command headquarters. So I think that the army is taking a right step. Army is, doing the right thing. It's a drill exercise which is required at this point of time. And
it's
politics
routine.
should be kept out of completely, because it is unnecessary, it should be unnecessary dragging the army onto the center stage and trying to politicize is absolutely, I would say,
especially the use of certain terms such as coup, which has been used by some of our party members. That seems to be rather far-fetched. When you are talking about the Indian army, which is known to be one of the most disciplined armies, you are using words such as coup. That is a very, very serious allegation by any standards. Commodore?
Very strong. It's a very strong statement. We should not get down to these kinds of, statements, because these statements, when you make such toxic statements, when you make such, statements which are not required, what happens is they do carry down the line over a period of time an effect on the general masses, like what you see in the what they call time-lapse photography.
Time-lapse photography, that's right.
And slowly such statements over a period of time, say 6 months, 7 months, they bring out bad taste and bad blood among the masses. So this should not be made at all. They should be careful when it comes to army, because army is the only one which is keeping all country together. And it's a border state, mind you. It is a border state. It is a sensitive state. We have seen earlier trouble taking place, which has been created by the Pakistan terrorist organization based in Bangladesh.
Time and again.
And they are now sleeping. And we should be actually alert, vigilant. We never know where they come from.
Absolutely. In fact, Commodore, do stay on with us.